And welcome everybody on to the Utah Jazz postgame report. I'm your host, Addison. Along with me is Blake, and the Utah Jazz have won their fifth straight game.
A big one.
16 out of 17 games. They pick up a 14-point win over the Boston Celtics which was much closer than the score will tell you. The Jazz went on a massive run to end the game, which ended up sealing the deal. The Jazz in that game were up by like 4 with like 4 minutes to go until we just rocketed it and pulled away. But another impressive game led by Donovan Mitchell on TNT, who shut Shaq up once again. Since that Shaq interview, the Jazz have lost one game. Donovan dropped, 36 points tonight, something like that? Some insane number. Jazz are just balling on everything.
Absolutely.
And the Jazz didn't even play their best game today. And by the way, did I mention Mike Conley was out?
Yeah. The highest plus-minus player in the NBA was not in the game.
We lost by 14 without Mike Conley. Blake, break it down, man. We're winners again.
I mean, just look at the stats. I mean, it just proves what kind of game it was. And we saw a ton of fouls, by the way. Total, and I'm going to read these off because this is ridiculous. There's 25 fouls for the Celtics and 22 for the Jazz. That's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
I know. That. It was too many.
Every single time. Are you sure it was only 22 fouls?
Yep. Total it was 47 in the game.
Oh my god. Every single time down the floor.
Slowed it down too.
Every single time. That game took like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
But anyway.
Forever. It was just foul after foul, and it just got to the point. And it wasn't even the Jazz who were getting bad calls. Both teams were getting terrible calls. The refs were just very weak tonight, and that just showed something. But again, Donovan Mitchell, 36 points. He was explosive from the beginning of the game. And you also had a guy like Joe Ingles tonight, right? Joe Ingles comes into the game, replaces Mike Conley in the starting lineup, and drops 24 points. That's
Fantastic.
3 points low than his career high of 27, which he's matched twice before in the past. An amazing game out of Joe Ingles. Bogdanovich got rolling from 3 in that fourth quarter. Clarkson struggled to start the game. He only had 4 points in the first half. But as the game went on, especially late in that third quarter, hit 2 threes in a row and really started to get rolling. He ended up with 14 on the night. And just another dominant performance from Utah.
I mean, when you're really looking it down.
Again.
Yeah, and I mean, you really look at it, Donovan Mitchell, fantastic game again, had 9 assists. When Mike Conley is out, you really see him become that elite passing type who can also score, and he's going to carry that into future games. But I think he really got into a groove in these last couple games. I think that he's going to be very, very good throughout the rest of the season. 16 points for Bojan, getting a little bit above that season average of 15. You have Joe Ingles at 24. Fantastic game from Jinglin' Joe tonight. 9 for 10 from the free throw line. That man was on a mission tonight. Rudy Gobert, he didn't really have to do too much on the inside because for some reason Daniel Theis just sits in the corner the whole time for the Celtics.
Daniel Theis was knocking down.
But he was knocking down a lot of shots. Daniel Theis, talk about a 3-point center. Dude hit 5 for 6 3-pointers, 15 points. But 4 rebounds. I mean, like, that's what you're going to get out of Daniel Theis.
Listen, I'm telling you, it says he missed a 3 on the stats, but he didn't miss a 3.
No, he didn't miss a 3. He literally hit.
No, that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. And then it was crazy, Blake. When we put a hand up on that mid-range shot, he airballed it.
I know.
It's amazing when you close out how it's harder to shoot. A crazy concept, I know.
And it almost seems like the Jazz figured that out at the end of the game. They figured out that, like, if you just like go
that big run to end the game.
Yeah, but anyway,
absolutely.
Overall, you also had Royce O'Neal hit 3 3-pointers. Big game for him. I mean, just throughout the board. And the one weak spot that I saw in there was, again, the turnovers by Rudy Gobert. Stop turning the freaking ball over. He had 4 of them. But that's nitpicking when you really break it down. I mean, that's just nitpicking. And then you have Jordan Clarkson. He took a lot of shots. He was just trying to get out of a slump, and he eventually did that at the end of the game. Yeah. But if he starts out hot, he's going to maintain that hotness, I guess. But when you start out slow, it's really tough to get out of the blocks. I think he did a nice job of coming to his senses at the end of the game and started scoring. But overall for the Jazz, I mean, just a good team victory without Mike Conley. Big win. That's going to show a lot of people that the Jazz are able to win really big games.
Yeah, and another test that we're gonna have to prove people is when we face the Bucks on Friday night. That's gonna be a really tough game, especially if Mike Conley is not playing in that game. It's gonna be even a tougher test for the Jazz to do. We beat them by 10, 11, something like that in the previous meeting in Milwaukee. So big test on Friday for the Jazz as they'll look to win their 6th game in a row. And then at that time, it'll be their 17th out of 18 victory if they can get it done. That is all from the Jazz Huddle on the Utah Jazz postgame report. Hope you guys enjoyed the postgame report. If you did, make sure to smash that like, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so you never miss when we upload any Utah Jazz content. We will be live on Friday for the Utah Jazz versus the Milwaukee Bucks. I believe at 8:50 Eastern time. I'm not sure, but if you ring that notification bell, you won't forget. YouTube will send you a notification of when we go live. So we will see you all then on the Jazz and Bucks on Friday. You all have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you on Friday.